So in the alternative retirement investment sphere, there are two different types of structures that you could use depending on your strategy. One is called a rollover as business startups, ROBS for short, and another is called a self-directed IRA. Depending on what you're looking to get into, a ROBS transaction will have its own rules and regulations, guidelines, and legal structure, and a self-directed IRA will also have its own rules, regulations, and legal structure. If you're looking to start an active, ongoing business where there's going to be day-to-day operations that you're going to be personally involved in, you will have to use a ROBS transaction. A ROBS transaction, which stands for Rollover as Business Startups, involves a C corporation, a 401k, and an investment of 401k funds into the C corporation to buy the stock of the C corp. So at the end of the day, your 401k becomes an investor in your own C corporation. By doing so, you're avoiding the penalties and taxes of pulling the money out of your IRA or 401k directly. Now, in a self-directed IRA option, you cannot invest into an ongoing active business. You have to invest into what's called passive investments, which typically are required to be held for at least 1 year and 1 day. So if you're an active business, technically you could sell within 3 to 6 months. With this self-directed IRA business or investment, you're not allowed to do that. Popular examples of this are rental real estate. You purchase a property, you collect the rent, all the rent goes back into the IRA, and by purchasing the property, you're not penalized or taxed with money that you've used from your retirement account. Now, each have their own benefits. With the ROBS strategy, the rollover business startups for the active business, it's not a loan, there's no interest, and there's no debt to pay back. In addition, you can pay yourself a salary or a wage. With the self-directed IRA, you're not allowed to pay yourself a salary or a wage, and any profits made from the investment must go back into the IRA. There's also a cost difference for each of these transactions. A ROBS transaction will range for as low as $3,000 upwards of $10,000, with the average being around $5,000 for this transaction. In a self-directed IRA, it could be as low as $300, upwards of $5,000, $6,000 for this transaction, with an average probably around $2,000 to $3,000, depending on the complexity of your strategy. So each have their own individual unique benefits. If you're going into an active business, you want to focus on the ROBS transaction. And if you're going into a more passive long-term strategy where you want to invest into rental real estate or other types of passive investments, the self-directed IRA is going to be your best option for you. As long as you follow the specific rules and guidelines for each one, you shouldn't have any issues with the IRS and Department of Labor.